everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 15 of Forgecraft, where we are just chilling, playing a little bit tonight with logistics lasers, is the plan. So last episode, we saw logistics lasers. We got to play with it a little bit, see what some of the basic mechanics of it can do. Today, we're going to see a little bit more of it, is the plan. At least that's the plan. So to get started today, one of the things I want to check out is the crafting station, see how that works. So to get that going, we're going to need another one of these, I believe. So let's make another one of you, another one of you, a node, and then a crafting station needs one of these. Hooray! And let's see how this works out. Cool. So the crafting station, I'm going to connect you to here. Sweet. So this will be a crafting table, and it'll show me everything that's available in the network. However, for things to be available in the network, to be requested on demand, they need a provider module inside each of these inventory nodes. So provider modules, last episode we saw extractor and inserter modules. They work together. Extractor modules pull in things out of an inventory. Inserter modules designate that this is a place items can go and designates what items are allowed in based on the filtering rules. And we've got the inserter filter and we've got the tag filter that we saw. We also saw the polymorph module and mod inserter we didn't look at, but just know that it accepts items from mods. So you could say give me all the Britannia items and it would go in here. Two modules we haven't seen yet are the provider module and the stalker module. So providers allow items to be pulled on demand out of an inventory. So instead of extractor module, which constantly pulls it out, the provider provides it to somebody who asks for it. And the stalker is one of the things that can ask for it, right? So the stalker module can keep things in stock, and the crafting station can also request things from provider modules. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provider modules here to make this thing work. So we've got close to the number of provider modules we need. So now I think I should be able to do this. I should be able to click that guy and put items in here, and he will craft for me if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I should be able to pull an item. Hey, cool, that worked. Beautiful. All right. Neat. It works. I love it when things work. Because especially when you make them, you're like, hey, I want them to work. It would be nice if they did. So I should be able to click, and this will work. I'll get 6 of those, and then 6 provider modules, and shift click, and that also works, so that's exciting. All right. Yay. So I'm going to put a provider module in here, and we're going to give that an empty blacklist, which means you are allowed to provide to the logistics network any and all items that are inside these chests. How cool does that sound, huh? And you. Sweet. So now if we open up the crafting table, oh, look at that, there's lots of items in there. So currently this thing doesn't quite yet have sorting rules. It only now sorts by the number of items, right? So that's why seeds are first, because we have 567 seeds. But the gist is there, right? The gist is there. I have a page turner. Hey, look, it actually works. I'm impressed when things actually work. I'm excited about that. Is that yeah, maybe the page turner shouldn't render, or the slot module shouldn't. Okay, so there's a couple Z-level things I got to deal with. There's a couple Z-level problems I got to deal with, but the basics are there, right? The basics are there. How cool is that, huh? All right. Not too shabby. There's a search down here, so I should be able to search for, sword. What did I do? Did I crash? Well, all right, we're back. And Dyer knows why he crashed. Bug in mod is buggy. Blame Dyer. But that's okay. I know why I crashed, and it's all right. Not concerned about it. So I should be able to request things. So if I wanted, a stack of seeds, for example, to pull into this chest, I can either increase this number by clicking it, or I can shift click to go up by down by 10, or I can control click to go up by or down by a stack. So if I hit request 192, this should work. Whoop, and send all the items right into here. Sweet. Now if I middle click them, they should also behave. But there's a bug right now, which I've already reported. But category inventory guy, sort inventory sorter is mixing up with that. So now I can middle click and it sorts the items for me. What do you guys think of that? I'm curious what you think of that. So middle click to sort. How does that sound? Does that sound cool? Does that sound cool? I think that sounds cool, right? So like you have the inventory open, you middle click and it'll sort the items for you. Meh? Might be neat. Might be neat. So I can sort everything, right? Boop, 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 boop. That's cool. I need a sort all button because I think that would be really neat to see. I would love to see like a sort all button. I need one of them for sure. Oh, so glass and wood I should put into my... I should put glass and wood into here, shouldn't I? I think I'm going to do that and add you to the polymorph. Does that sound cool? So that's neat. That's cool. That's working. I would say that works. So one thing, because I don't want to constantly sync packets. No, I figured out the only workaround CPW is removing middle mouse click as a hotkey. I just unbound inventory sorter. Yeah, so I might add a button to sort everything in the inventory, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's look at logistics. Okay, so there's mine colonies. Do we not have that actually? Oh no, I have in my inventory still. Okay, so logic chips are in there. Now if I add logistics, there you go. Cool. So what I'd like to do is try crafting from here to see what's up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to request the ability to make... Now did I use up all my blank modules? Didn't I have modules or did I not have modules anymore? Did I use up all my modules? I'd have to go look. I guess I did. I guess I did. Either that or my mod's voiding items. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I need to go look because I want to make sure my mod's not voiding items. I might have used up my last module when I made... I did, right? I used up my last module for the provider modules. So yes, that's fine. So let's make another one of these. I'm going to hit plus. Failed to request quartz, huh? How did we fail to request quartz? Do we have quartz? Yeah, we have quartz in here. Another quartz. You're an empty blacklist. Why you no request quartz? Failed to request 2 quartz, huh? That's a lie. There's quartz right there. Why would that be? Empty blacklist. No MBT match on provider. Yeah. Do we have quartz? We do. So you can request quartz. So why did you fail to request quartz with these buttons? That's the question. Quartz but not nether quartz? Oh, yes, that's why. Oh, well, there's your problem. Ha-ha! They look exactly the same! Giga, what are you doing to me, pal? Giga? What are you doing to me, pal? No wonder. I legit thought that was a bug in my mod. That is funny. That is funny. So I don't have a great way to handle that just yet. But I should be able to craft this, which is cool. Now if I hit plus again, haha, it got all the things it needs. Nice. So the plus button, I know, Giga, you're killing me, pal. I knew he was on and I knew he was listening, so that's why I was messing with him. So the plus button will request a set of items with which to craft this. If we didn't have the quartz and I hit the tilde, it would request only the quartz components. So basically, is that the wrong Giga? Is it gigahertz? I'm sorry, I mixed you guys up. You both have Giga in your name. You're killing me. Nether quartz is what it requested. So the tilde will give you all the things, and this is straight out of logistics pipes, right? Anybody who's played logistics pipes before or has watched me playing with logistics pipes recently in my other Let's Play series, FTP Interactions, you know exactly what the tilde button does. It does the same thing here. So it just requests what's missing from the table as opposed to what's available. So there's two things I want to do. So I'd like to make another node or two. So now if I say this, he needs 3 dark glass. So what I really need is glass. So I need a good way to make it intelligently decide which items to request, right? So I'm going to do that, and that should request that. And then one more set. Well, I'm going to just craft with this, and then craft with that. And hey, that works. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that works. I like that. And then what I'd like to have is a node. So give me everything you need for a node. Right. Request that. Cool. And then request that. And then if I tilde that. Yeah, so I got to handle the NBT or dictionary type stuff, I think. I got to handle that some way. So these are reasons I'm testing this. Right? Now, can I get all the way over here? I'm thinking no. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that's too far, right? Yes, maximum range is 8. So let's go like this. What I'm going to do is connect you to here and to here. And then I'm going to request to craft another one of these. And we'll just request 2 more quartz, which should work. Hey, it's actually working, which is exciting. And I'm going to sort this nether quartz home because I don't really need him no more. And then you... Wow, you did not request a lot of things. So give me a compass. And 2 glass. That should be cool. Okay. And then you can go here. What am I missing? Oh, that's right, another piece of glass. Boop. You know, those particles were small. You probably didn't even see them. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a way to make that glass thing be a little bit better behaved. Right? Because that's for sure going to be a nuisance. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just need to figure out, like, a good way to do it. But I'm sure it's doable. Failed to request a diamond, huh? Aha! Another Elements of Power trick. Another Elements of Power trick. I see. I see. So what I'm going to do is stick you here and there. And now you accept coal, right? So what I'd like to do is make a stalker module. And every time I say that, I'm like, do I need to change the name of this module? It sounds a little too much like stalker. And I'm like, actually, why did you request bones there? Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, I need to fix that too then. That's going to be a thing I want to fix. That's going to be a thing I want to fix. Just found another bug. See? This is why I test my own mod on Forgecraft. Because, you know, I find bugs. I find bugs. I find bugs is what happens. All right, so then for you, I need an Eye of Ender. So can I request the components for that? Yes, I can. Here they come. Bada bing, bada boom. And then if I want to, I can just craft this manually. Or I could have crafted it in there, right? So this search bar definitely has a few things. I think I added tags. So if I do hashtag or, no, maybe not. Did I not do tags? I know I did mods. So like if I do at Botania, we can find that. If I do at mechanism, we can find all the mechanism items. I thought I added a tags thing, but maybe not yet. But like to do would be tags. You know, something like that. But what I want to do is keep coal in stock over here. So I'm going to show you guys how this coal stocking thing works, right? So I'm going to say keep coal in there. And we have an NBT match over here, but we don't have a whitelist blacklist because that doesn't work. It doesn't make sense on a stalker module, right? So you can either left click to increase, right click to decrease, shift left click to go up by 10, shift right click to go down by 10, or control click to go up by 64. So I want to keep 32. Also, I have mouse wheel support in there, so I can mouse wheel it, and it works pretty good. So 32 is how much coal I want. So what he should do, and stalkers only run once every few seconds, but he should route. Did I connect you to that? Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah, no, I wanted to connect just for like the sake of looking cool, that to that, right? So if I take this coal out of here, the coal should route and follow the lasers. Sweet, and he keeps 32 in there. And now, because he used one for the smelting, he should send one more nugget over. Every, I think, 5 seconds is how often I made stalkers run. So stalkers are a little bit CPU intensive, not terribly CPU intensive, but enough to be like, hey, let's be smart about it. They do a little bit more searching, right? Because extractors are easier to do for a server's CPU, right? So like physical TPS impact, right? Stocking modules require a little bit more processing, right? He has to look through all those chests to figure out where the coal is, right? An extractor just says, I'm going to take what's in this spot and send it somewhere, right? The stalker has to be like, all right, I got a bunch of chests here. Which one has coal in it? And it takes him a little while to figure that out. So there's a lot of caching involved behind the scenes, but at the same time, it's still a little expensive. So I'm trying to be as TPS friendly as possible. Yeah, supplier module might not be a terrible name for it. I might rename it to supplier. Resupply, supply, something like that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to keep 32 coal in here at all times. So that's cool. So we just ate a piece of coal. So look, here comes another piece of coal. It works. Yay. Yay for it working. Yay for it working. All right, guys, we're back. So just as an FYI, so this is a super early implementation of the mod. There's going to be a lot more planned. I want to add the ability to send RF around. I want to add the ability to send fluids around. I want to add auto crafting. Auto crafting is absolutely not implemented yet, but definitely like the next thing I'm going to work on. So hopefully in a few episodes, I'll be able to have auto crafting. But there's like, I wanted to get what I currently have in place nice and well balanced first. So a couple things. I want to make sure like recipes are kind of decent. I also want to make sure like these kind of bugs are like, you know, sorted out nice and quick, right? So like the wrong color dark glass thing, yeah, that's a thing I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with that, right? How to deal with that. And I mean, there's probably a way to do it. I'll just have to figure out what it is. Maybe what I'll do is like look at the list of items that are available and say like, if I don't have dark glass in my inventory or like whatever I have the most of, so I'll like look through the things that match that recipe and then be like, oh, glass matches and I've got 60 of that. So that's what I'll use. And then if you want to change it yourself, you can. Or maybe I'll add some kind of thing where you can like click over here to like cycle through matching recipe types. Something like that. I'll have to play with it and figure out what I can do. But like the whole purpose of me playing with this on the server right now is to find these kinds of problems. Right? So that's a thing. So he's getting low on power because we're actually using a decent amount of RF. Another thing I'm noticing is I feel like the RF cost is a little bit high at the moment. So it's 110 RF a tick for the current network. And the way this works is these guys cost 5 RF a tick when they're connected. These guys cost 10 RF a tick. And I think I made this cost 10 RF a tick. And it's all configurable. So it's all like something you can super change in the config options. But that's the base cost. And I'm wondering if that's a little bit high for the initials, right? For the initial costing. But we'll see. I mean, to be fair, this is like, I'm generating 70 RF a tick right now. Like, should I be able to run an entire logistics system off that? I don't know. Like, part of me thinks like, you know, 110 RF a tick is not terrible for an entire logistics system. Now, in addition to that, every time you extract items, it costs RF. So like extractors, I think like each item is 10 RF. So if you extract a stack, it's 640 RF to extract that stack. So there's stuff like that. And I think I made those all configurable as well. And if I didn't, I will. Oh, what's this gifts? I didn't even notice this. Quantum bag from Quantum Storage. Oh, that's neat. Oh, it's an empty bag too. Sweeto. Pretty cool. I like it. Neat. Okay. That's cool. I should tap into that and see what happens if I connect my mod to that. It should work. It should work. I guess we'd find out, right? Yeah. I guess we'd find out real quick what would happen if I connected. So there's a few bugs I need to sort out, but I think like the core components of it are there. And I definitely am happy with the way it seems to be working pretty well. I'll be interested in what you guys think. Leave me some feedback in the comments. But obviously what I need is a better fernator of some kind, or magmator, or something to generate RF, right? I think like a magmator would probably be a good one, but there's also the thermal dynamo, right? Don't we have a thermal dynamo that we could play with? Magmatic dynamo? Ooh, that sounds like a good time. I need an Invar gear for that to happen, though. And gears are made with Invar ingots, which can be made, presumably... Oh, that's neat. Okay, cool. With an induction smelter of nickel and iron. Have we found nickel yet? I'm thinking the answer is no. We've got a few nickel ores from Immersive. Did thermal add world gen? And more importantly, did it add retrogen? Because I don't think we picked up any thermal ores while we were downstairs earlier. That said, I was also kind of just like cherry picking for redstone and coal because I knew I'd need a lot of that. Another note, which I'm going to have to fix at some point, is I'm going to connect you to you, and I'm going to disconnect you, and I'm going to disconnect you. Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense to do. So let's not do that. I'm going to reconnect you to you, and I'm going to disconnect you. And what I'm just going to do is disconnect you to you. So now you're powering back up. Another to-do for me is like a redstone signal turns this off kind of setting, right? I don't have that implemented yet. So that's a thing I'm going to have to figure out how to do. That's definitely a thing I'm going to have to figure out how to do. So that's cool. Oh, let me show you guys some mechanics that I have in this mod, because I also want to show you a few other things it does, and hopefully it doesn't break when I show you. You ready? So I really need to turn on my sort again. Middle button, thank you. Ah, much better. So what happens if items are sorting and they get lost in the network? Do they spill onto the ground? I know that's a question you're going to ask. Let's wait for them to start going. Oh, right. I have to actually hook that up. Oh, right. You're going to sort out, aren't you? Yeah. Let's turn this to whitelist mode. So now you won't extract items that you shouldn't be extracting. Ha ha ha. Direwolf, please. And I'm going to have 4 slots available in here, and hopefully I can pull this off nice and quick. Well, 5 slots. So if I put you guys in there... Oh, not fast enough. Did I catch it? No, I didn't catch it. I gotta be quick. I gotta be quick. You know what the problem is like his route's too short. See if I can pull it off. Haha! So, if items are en route to an inventory like they just were, right? So items won't go if they have nowhere to fit, right? So before they leave this chest, they're smart enough to check to see if this ancient gift can go anywhere, right? In the event that it can't, it'll just sit there. If the items are en route and the chest gets filled up by like a player like me, what happens is, the way I've got it working right now, is the laser controller holds those items, but there's no way to get them out, right? So also they cost RF, but I don't think I'm displaying that here, and I should be. I should be displaying that here, and I'm not. But it costs RF for items to be stored in the controller in this way. The only way they can get into the controller is if they would have otherwise spilled into the world. So if those items were coming to a chest and they had somewhere else to go, they would go there first. This also happens if you break a node while items are in transit to that node. So the controller is your overflow. So rather than items spilling into the world and causing TPS lag, they go into the controller. And then the first priority for a controller is to empty itself. So if I open up an inventory slot here, the first thing it's going to do before it extracts from here, it will always extract from a controller first. See? So it'll never extract from over there first, right? I make those 2 slots available, it'll clear out the controller, and once the controller is empty, then it will extract from that chest over there to route the item in. Cool. So that's kind of one of my concepts. So it costs energy for items to be stored in the controller, so you're somewhat punished as a player for letting that happen, right? And the punishment is RF cost. And it also costs RF for the items to be removed from the controller. It costs a decent amount too. So if you build up a lot of items inside your controller, it's going to be expensive RF-wise to get it in there. You kind of have to go out of your way to get the items into the controller. So it's not like it's going to act like a disk drive from Applied Energistics, right? Like it's not easy to get items in there. Like you really have to try hard to get them in there. They'll never go there by themselves. You have to like set up a system where like you're going out of your way to like manually put items inside chests and like prevent it from going in. And there's an RF penalty for doing so. So that's the gist, right? And it'll empty that controller first. So I think that's a cool idea. I was kind of pleased with that solution. I feel like that solves your classic case of items spilling on the ground when they have nowhere else to go. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'll do something to make it so that it's obvious when the controller is doing that. I'm thinking what I'll do is have like the controller like turn red or something if there's items in it. So at least the player knows like, hey, there's items in my controller without actually opening the UI. So some kind of like change the texture of the block situation. So when power runs out, my original plan was to void the items in the controller, but everybody got all grumpy about that. So the only way that you will void the items in the controller, I don't save them when you break the controller. So if there's items in the controller and you break it with a pickaxe, they will be voided. If power runs out, everything just kind of stops working. So if you run out of power, items won't flow across the network anymore until the power comes back. That's the gist of how things will work. So that's about it. All right, guys, so I think that's pretty good. Let me disconnect you for a minute so that you stop charging RF. One of my to-do lists, I think I said this on camera, is to make this respond to a redstone signal so I can turn it on and off with a redstone. But for now, the only way to disconnect it is like disconnect it from the network. So it uses 110 RF while connected. It uses 0 RF while not. So cool. But also like everything is offline now. Well, okay, that's interesting. That shouldn't be happening. That should be showing nothing. What happens if I request? Oh, all right. So definitely some kind of cache isn't getting cleared because now it's like, wait, there's not wheat in the system. So another bug. I should be writing these down. I think I got a notepad somewhere. Crafting table still shows items after disconnected from network. There were a few others I found that I need to sort out. Crafting glass, like black glass, etc. Figure that out. I have no idea how I'm going to solve that one, but I'm sure there's a way. I'm learning about craft. Like, so the last few mods, were all item-based stuff, right? I'm learning about crafting and how that works and how to transfer item stacks around. Way more complicated than you would have thought. Moving item stacks from one place to another. I'm like, every mod does this. How hard could it be? And then I'm like, oh, it's not as intuitive as you think. And then there's like things you can do to transfer them around, and they're like really bad to do on servers a lot. So like you want to avoid doing that. So like there's certain ways to do it, but like you want to avoid things. Crash one on page that is not 0 when searching. Yeah, just found that one. Good call. Yeah. Yeah, so I gotta add that to the list. Yeah, crash when on page 0. Crash when searching. search crash on crafter when not on page 0. So yeah, I think that's a good wrapping up point for the episode. So we have a sorting system. How cool is that? Huh? How cool is that? So I think next episode I'm going to come back. I'm going to work on thermal expansion-y stuff, thermal series. I want to get a magmatic dynamo or 3 or 4. Maybe we'll get, is ender tanks in here? Are ender tanks a thing? I'm guessing they are. Yeah. So we can get like, you know, a ranged pump. Are pumps a thing? There is ranged pumps. Yay, ranged pumps is a thing. So pump lava out of nether, make RF, check out thermal. Because it's new. There's lots of new things in thermal. There's a lot of changes to mechanics in thermal. There's these things that are cool looking. Reinforced integral components. They basically upgrade machines instead of machine upgrades. I don't know how they work though. There's a lot of rail type stuff to check out. There's a couple new machines to check out. Some of the standard machines that we're used to are definitely there. But there's a lot, right, to see. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and play with probably some of the thermal series stuff. And I'd like to see how that all looks out. But we got to get power going. So we'll probably do range pump, lava, thermal-based power with lava magma gen, right? So we'll probably have to do some basic thermal stuff before we can get to that. Lots of things to do. Del20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.